Hi there. Dive into the world of quick response codes as we show you how to seamlessly integrate QR code generation and learn how to easily integrate API functionalities to create dynamic QR codes with colors and customization using an API with JavaScript. This is the fifth project on this series of JavaScript API. We aim to post videos every week. Kindly subscribe, like and share this video with your friends. Let's have a quick demo right here. Here on the screen we can able to see the QR code generator with four fields. The first field contains enter your text or URL with input. Once user enter the text or paste the URL below, it will automatically generate the QR code with animation effect and download option. And the next field as size with select option, we have the list of sizes up to 1000 width and height. Based on the selection, it will update the QR code below here from an API. And then below we have a two color options. One is background and another one is foreground. Based on the selection here, it will automatically update the QR code from an API. And below to the QR code, we have a download button. Once user click this, it will automatically download the QR code with the combination of user inputs. So here in the downloads, we can able to see the QR code downloaded file from that application. That's all for the demo. Before beginning this video, I would like to introduce myself as Sharat Chandar K. If you find this tutorial useful, please subscribe to our channel and watch this video to motivate me. Let's level up our tech game together. Here on my desktop, I have already created a project folder named called QR Code Generator. Let me open this into a Visual Studio Code. In Visual Studio Code, it will automatically loads all the files inside the directory. I have already created the index.html, style.css and script.js. In index.html, I have already added the HTML boilerplate with the help of exclamation mark. I have added the title of QR code generator by Sharat Chandar K and I have linked other two files here. And then inside the body, I am going to add the container with the help of embed abbreviation with dot container. If I hit enter, it will automatically create the div tag, the class attribute with the value of container. Inside that, I am going to add the h2 tag with QR code generator. Next to this, we are going to create one more div with class value of form group. If I hit enter, it will create a div. Inside the form group, I need to create four div with class value of form controls. So in Visual Studio Code, we have a embed abbreviation to create multiple elements with a help of asterisk. So form control asterisk, as I mentioned, I need to create four div. Here we can able to see the embed abbreviation with the written values. If I hit enter, it will automatically create the four div with the class value of form control. And then inside that, I'm going to create the label value as enter your text or URL. I will copy this, I will paste it on other form controls too, and I will change the label value here with size, third one as background color, fourth one as foreground color. Inside the first form control, I'm going to create the input type with text. So I will use the same embed abbreviation input with type of text. If I hit enter, it will create the input element with type attribute of text and then ID of QR text. Second form control as select with the ID of QR sizes and then third form control as input with color and then ID of color light. I will copy this and I will paste it for the form control of fourth one. I will change the ID to color dark and then next to this form group we are going to create one more div. So this div we are going to display the QR code here. So I will create the QR code view of class value. If I hit enter, it will create a div and then next to this I am going to create one more div with form button. So this will help us to download this QR code with that button. Value of download. Let us see our HTML file in action. In Visual Studio Code, we have a extension called Go Live. Once we click this, it will automatically start our server and run the project into our default browser. So here we can able to see the QR code generator of H2, text, select box, and then color fields with download button. So we need to style this. For that, I need to jump to the style.css. Here I have already added the basic style. We need to add the styles to the body with the element selector name called body, and I will set the background color to blue, min height to 100 vh, display flags. This will set this entire body into the center of the screen, and then align items to be center, justify content to be center. If I save, we can able to see the container into the center of the screen with the help of this display flags, and then we need to add the styles to that container too with the class selector of dot with class value of container. I will add the background color to white, padding inner spacing to be 2 rem, border radius to 5 px, and then margin to 1 rem, min width to 500 px, box shadow with RGBA color of red to 0, green to 0, blue to 0, and alpha should be 0.35, 0 px and 5 px with 15 px. If I save, now we can able to see the container here with box shadow. If I remove this box shadow, if I save, we can't able to see the shadow to this. I will revert. If I save, now we can able to see the box shadow to that container, and then I need to set this header text into the center of the container. So again with dot container of h2 element selector, I will set the text align to be center, and then margin bottom to 1 rem. If I save, now we can able to see the text in the center of the container. Now we need to add the styles to the form group with form control. So I will add the styles to the form control with the class selector of dot. I will set the display to flags again, align items to be center, justify content to be space between. So it will set the space between the text and then input, padding inner spacing to be 10 px. If I save, as I said, it will set the space between the two elements inside the form control, and then I need to add the styles to the input as well as the select box. So with the dot form control with element selector of input, comma, with same form control with element selector of select, I will set the width of 50 percentage. I will set the height to 45 px, and I will remove the border to none, outline to none, and then border radius to 5 px. I will set the border to this with 1 px solid light gray color. I will set the font size to all this input box with 18 px. I will set the padding inner spacing to top and bottom to 0, right and left to 15 px. If I save, now we can able to see the style to this. Instead of 15 px, I will set these things to 10 px. If I save, now we can able to see the input box and then select box as uniform design. So here I need to add the styles to this color input also. So first I will remove this background color to this. The help of element selector input, we have already used this input. So we need to specify the type. So with the help of array type equal to this type is color. So this will applicable to all the inputs as color type. I will set WebKit appearance to none, position to relative, and then I need to add the WebKit's color with the help of same input type color with WebKit color swatch. I will set the position to absolute, top to -1 px, and then left to -1 px, right to -1 px, and then bottom to -1 px. This will reduce all this color size around this color. So I will set the border to the same border 1 px solid with light gray color, then border radius to 5 px. If I save, now we can able to see the color panel set the color around the text box, and then we need to add the styles to the button. So with the help of element selector button, I will remove the border to none, I will remove the outline to none and then background to none and then cursor to pointer and then width of 100 percentage and then height of 45 px. I will set the background color of dark blue color. Comparing to the background, I will remove this background none from here and then I will set the text color to white and then font size to 16 px, border radius to 5 px. If I save, now we can able to see the download button option here. And then I will add the styles to the form button too with text aligned to be center, adding to be 10 px. If I save, now we can able to see the text and button in the uniform view. That's all for the styles. Now we need to generate the QR. So for that we need to jump to the script.js. In the script.js we are going to declare the declaration with the help of const QR text equal to document. Document is an owner of your web page. With the help of document we can access any element in an HTML page. Dot get element by ID of this input type ID QR text. So I will do the console.log with QR text. If I save, if I go to the browser, console.log, here you can able to see the input type. So same like this, I will declare all other declarations here in the same const. Here I have declared all other declarations. Now I need to add the values to this size. So as I said, I'm going to create a dynamic. So I will load this size also from that dynamic value with the help of window onload. So I will create the window dot add event listener to this with the help of load with function and then I will add the for each of let I equal to 1, I less than equal to 10 and then I plus plus. Inside that I will add the console.log of I. If I save, here in the insert element we can able to see the 1 to 10. So I will append this into this select box. So for this I will create let option equal to document dot create element. This will help us to create that element of option. I will set this option dot text equal to I and then option dot value equal to I and then this option we need to append to this select box, right? So for the select box we have already created the QR size declaration with QR size dot append of option. If I save, now we can able to see the size is automatically appended. So here instead of 1 2 3 we need to set the width and height, right? So we need to calculate this with 100. So how we can do that? As I said, this is a height and width. So I will create a declaration of h for height and w for width equal to I into 100. So I will append this hw and I will add the string concatenation with x again with hw and then I need to set this value to this 100 to 1000, right? So if I save, now we can able to see the 100 into 100. So here I will add the space. If I save again, now we can able to see the width and height till 1000. So here once we add the text it will generate the code, right? So for that we need to create the function with function keyword of generate QR code. Inside that we need to generate that QR code with the help of API. So for this we have a QR code generator with QR code API. So with the help of this QR code API we can get this QR code. If I click this it will automatically generate the QR code. Here we can able to change the size to 250. If I hit enter it will change the size of QR code here. With the help of this will generate the QR code. We have another QR code min.js here. With the help of this library we can get that color options also. So I will use this library code here. I will copy this CDN of QR code JS and I will paste it here into the index.html. With the help of this I will generate that QR code. So for that here this is a new QR code with this QR.js. This is the object we are going to use with the new QR code of where we need to show this. So we need to attach this into the QR code view, right? So for this we have already created the div here and then declaration also. I will post this and then we have a parameters. The first one as text. I will set this as empty and I need to pass that height, and I will set this also empty. The next one as width, and I will set this also empty, and then color light empty, and then color dark to be empty. So while typing this, we need to generate, instead of adding this text and user go and click to the button directly, I have added this function call into that input box. For the event of on key up, I will call this function with initialization. If I go here, if I type here, it is generating something. So if I go on insert element here, so here it was image of 0. If I refresh, now this is empty element. If I type something here, we can able to see the image style to none. So we need to pass the parameters to that library. So here in the text, I will pass the qr text dot value, and then height of qr sizes dot value, and then width also same qr sizes dot value. Here in the select box, if I go and insert here for the size, we have the option of value to be 100. So here we have the string concatenation of 100 into 100. Anyway, the value is with single one. So we can directly pass to this here value of color light dot value, and then for this one color dark dot value. If I save, if I go and type something, we'll get that QR code as black because this background and foreground black. So if I change these things to white, it is not appending. We need to add the on change to this and then default color too. So I will go here in the index.html. I will add the value of background color to white. I will add the on change event to this generate QR code function, and then foreground color to the value of black, again with that on change event of generate QR code. If I save, still it is not changing. This should be F 6 digit. So if I save, now we can able to see the background color as white, foreground color as black. And now I need to add the text here. If I add the text, so here it is appending for 4 times. So if I remove, the QR code is automatically updating to that div. So we need to fix that. Inside that QR code, we need to set this QR code view dot inner HTML equal to empty, and then this download button should be enabled when the QR code is present. So I need to set height to this with the help of inline style display to none. If I save, now we can't able to see that download button here. Once we generate, then we need to display that button, right? I will add the styles to this QR code view with style of. So for the first time, I will set this display to none. I need to add the download button style here with the declaration of style.display to be none. This should be style, and once it's generated, we need to set that QR code as well as the download button, right? So I will copy the same thing and I will paste it below here. Instead of none, I will set these things to block. So if I save, if I go and type my name, it is not generating. We are getting the error cannot read properties of null. We have declared this button ID, but here we have not yet initialized. So we need to initialize this button ID to this style. So I will set the ID to this download button. If I save, if I go to the browser, if I type text, here we can able to see the QR code is automatically generating. So we need to add the styles to this QR code view. So I will jump to the style.css with .QR code view. I will set the display to none by default. So if I save for the first time, this should be display none. If I type my name, this should be placed in center of the div, right? So for that, align items to be center, justify content to be center, and then padding to be 25 px, then margin to 10 px. We'll set the border to this with 2 px dashed with light black color, and then we'll set the border radius to 5 px. We'll remove the pointer even to this with none. If I save, now we can able to see the border radius and then border color, but still the QR code is left hand side. We need to set this. I will jump to the script.js. Here it was set to block. Instead of block, I need to set these things to flux. If I save, if I type text, here we can able to see the QR code on placed on the center. Once it's empty, we need to set these things to display to none. For that, we need to add the conditional statement of if qr text dot value not equal to null, then only we are going to generate this value. So if I save, if I go and type text, it will generating. If I remove this text, it will be disabled text, and I will remove, it will generate. Now we need to add the animations to this. So again, I will jump to the style.css. In that same div style, I will add the animation of fade in. Wait 1 second, and I need to add this fade in as a at keyframe with identifier as fade in. And then I need to add the 0% and 100% to this. For the 0%, I will set this opacity to 0 and then transform scale to 0. Once it's reached 100%, we'll set that opacity to 1 and then transform scale to 1. If I save, if I go and type something, now we can able to see the animation effect on fade in. So I will add my name here and I will change the size to this. So now it is not appending because on change of this, we need to call that function. So here we have added this on change for this. So I need to add the on change to this also. So for that, again, I will jump to the index.html. Here on the select on change, I will call the generate QR code function here. If I save, if I add the same, if I change the size, it will generate the size and I can reduce, I can set the color to this. Now the pending thing is we need to download this. Once we click this, we need to download the image, right? So in the script.js, I will add one more function of download QR code. With that function bracket, I will add the let here for image source. So because we need to download this image, I will go on insert element here inside the container of this QR code view. In HTML, we have nothing. It is empty. Once we generated, it will append the Canva as well as the image file. So we need to download this image file, right? So I will add the declaration to this of document dot query selector with QR code view of dot selector of class and then image. I will add the console.log of image source. I need to call this function on click event to this button on click of download QR code. If I save, if I go and type the text as test and I will hit download, I will go to the console. Here we can able to see the image with source of that generated image. If I add test one, it is regenerating here. If I click again, it will be regenerated and it will be displayed. Here you can able to see the difference of two images and we need to download this. We have get this image source. So I will add one more let declaration of href of a with document dot create element of a and then a dot href equal to image source dot get attribute of source. So this will get only the value of source. I will add the a dot download equal to the file name as qr output dot png. I will add the a dot click and then function. If I save, if I refresh, I will generate the text with my name and I will change the sizes and I will add the color values to this and then I will hit download. It will show the download pop-up here with the file name of QR output. If I hit save, it will be download the file here and then if I go to the downloads, we can able to see the QR code generated with user inputs. If we scan this, we'll get that text of Sharachandar K and then here we can change the value as well as text as well as the URL as well as the color too. Finally, we have completed this QR code generator with API using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. I hope this video will be helpful for you. Please like and share this video and also subscribe to my channel Sharachandar K to watch more like this one. If you are interested in JavaScript projects like this, I have created and added a playlist link in the description. Please do check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep coding and keep learning. See you in the next video. Happy coding. Bye for now. Have a nice day.